After the Second World War, while Britain was struggling to keep hold of its extremely large empire, independence movements were sprouting all over Africa. Ghana had been granted independence in 1957, and on the 1st of October 1960, Britain reluctantly granted Nigeria its independence, and Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was appointed as Nigeria's first Prime Minister. He has become the Prime Minister of Nigeria's 35 million people, and there was hope in the air. In that same year, Nigeria was officially admitted into the United Nations, thus marking the beginning of Nigeria's geopolitical journey. Nigeria's geopolitical journey is a masterclass in pragmatic realignment. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa's 1961 state visit to Washington cemented a foundational pro-Western stance for the newly independent nation, seeking partnership and investments from the United States. Nigeria's pro-Western, although non-aligned stance was to be expected, especially considering that Nigeria's leaders of the time were heavily influenced by British colonial tutelage, and thus alignment with Western political structures seemed a natural thing to do. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, despite his pro-Western stance, was a conservative and was also an advocate of preserving Nigeria's deep cultural character, and he also favored a gradual approach to modernization. This initial orientation was dramatically reshaped by the regimes that followed. For much of the Cold War, Nigeria's leadership veered into strong Pan-African and pro-Soviet positions. Governments, most notably that of General Murtala Muhammad, directly opposed U.S. foreign policy, championing African liberation movements and forging significant military and ideological ties with the Soviet Union, as seen during the Angolan Civil War. Nigeria's return to democracy in 1999 marked a decisive return to the Western sphere of influence. The new civilian government under President Olusegun Obasanjo rebuilt strategic partnerships with the United States and Europe, focusing on security cooperation, economic investment, and democratic consolidation. This pro-Western chapter solidified Nigeria's role as a key democratic ally of the West on the continent of Africa. Today, however, we are witnessing another calculated shift. While maintaining its democratic fabric and status as Africa's largest democracy, Nigeria is increasingly pivoting towards China. This is not an ideological turn, but a pragmatic one driven by an urgent need for infrastructural development, which China readily provides. Nigeria is once again realigning its partnerships and leveraging its strategic weight to navigate a new multipolar world order. Nigeria's deepening economic alignment with China is a masterclass in pragmatic, interest-driven foreign policy. This partnership is not an abandonment of Nigeria's non-aligned principles, but a modern evolution of them. By leveraging Chinese capital, infrastructure, and trade, Nigeria is addressing its profound developmental deficits in a way that traditional Western partners have been unable or unwilling to match on a comparable scale. Crucially, China's offer of economic engagement without overt political conditionalities allows Abuja to accept the investments it desperately needs without being forced to compromise its sovereignty. Therefore, this strategic pivot is ultimately pro-Nigerian. It enables the nation to harness global competition to its advantage, strengthening its hand by skillfully engaging in the pursuits of its own national development and strategic autonomy.